I I don't think Erdogan has a plan to occupy Greece and take territory from Greece. Uh, it is more about nationalist posturing and propaganda and imposing Turkish power. It's about making Turkey a regional power, a superpower, but not with more land grabs. However, I can see, I mean, that some skirmishes can happen on the Mediterranean. Some little conflicts, and which would be calmed down in 2 days with some losses of life, unfortunately, on both sides. I mean, I don't think Erdogan has aims of war, but he always has to claim some glory, and that glory, is about sending some militia to here and there in countries like Syria or Libya, where there's already an ongoing civil war. With Greece, I think Erdogan's aim is to make Greece take a step back from claiming the whole Aegean Sea, make a deal with Turkey on the gas resources there. I don't know how serious are the resources, but that's the new thing that Turkey is looking up to right now. We found new gas resources in the Black Sea, so that's so. And of course, we will not give up our rights on the Mediterranean. So I think I don't expect a war, but I cannot override the possibility of a skirmish.
Okay.
But if there's a conflict, I think it will be solved quickly by diplomacy.
One of our viewers is asking, can you explain why Turkey is so involved in Libya? What is their interest in a country that is so far from the Turkish borders?
Well, this is a good question. There are Libya experts. I mean, I'm not a Libya expert of the Libyan civil war there, but Turkey has always had investments in Libya, huge investments under Gaddafi way back. And that's why Turkey had to take those workers back during the first civil wars and so on and so forth. Now, Libya is an oil-rich country, and Turkey wants to have its own side win the Syrian civil war. So it has a big stake in rebuilding Libya, which would include building oil refineries, building airports, and so on and so forth. So there's a logic to it. And also, in a region that most of the countries around you look hostile, and maybe you made them hostile, maybe it depends. At least you played a role in that. Turkey is looking for some allies, right? And Qatar is really important. Turkey has generally good relations with Iran. They don't want to disrupt that, despite the fallout in the Syrian civil war several years ago. Russia is important. Russia is very, very, very important. And China now is becoming very important. So Turkey is trying to reach out to some countries that it can consider as friends, or at least some benefits. And Libya, in this Mediterranean scene, has become this partner to Turkey, which, with which Turkey can declare a different maritime zone, which Turkey did. So I think it's understandable. It is not too different from France or other European powers or the United States having allies, establishing military bases and having some oil contracts, stuff like that. Turkey is thinking, they did it, why not us now, right? I mean, what stops us doing from that?
It's part of the whole becoming again a superpower narrative.
Yeah. We're proud that we have military bases in, 7 different countries right now. And Libya, by the way, was an Ottoman territory. And Ataturk went there and fought for Libyans against the occupation of Italians. So it's a story that has, and it's not very costly for Turkey, but it's understandable. And the other side also in Libya, I mean, the UAE, Egypt side, would support General Haftar. They also aim something like that in Libya. They want to have a Libya in which their side wins. So they will get the economic benefits from that, and partly because Libya is an oil-rich country, I think. In other words, there are some understandable strategic concerns of Turkey. I would say the same thing for Kurdish separatism too, which is a big issue in the West in the past 5 years. Turkey is going against the Kurdish insurgency. It's not Kurdish per se, but it's PKK. It is reasonable that Turkey has concerns about the PKK. PKK suicide bombers bombed Ankara and Istanbul, and it's a civil war almost going for 40 decades. But Turkey is using very hawkish methods against the PKK, which is making everything worse and worse. So I would have that criticism. So I think the fact that Turkey's nationalism is very bombastic and sometimes is not constructive and so on and so forth shouldn't hide the fact that Turkey might have some legitimate concerns, as Greece has legitimate concerns. And the question is, how do we somehow reconcile these?